Let the truth talk to him. Let the truth talk to him. Let the truth talk to him. Talk. Let the truth talk to him. Let the truth talk to him. Let the truth talk to him. Talk. Let the truth talk to him. Let the truth talk to him. Let the truth talk to him. Talk. I know I brought up earlier the fact that we ourselves had an experience with the Ouija board. But before I get into that, I just want to make it known that the Ouija board that we played with, and I'm not making no excuses, the Ouija board that we played with was a board game made by Parker Brothers. And we bought it, and it was bought from Toys R Us. Whoever brought it around. It was purchased from Toys R Us. Now, that don't make it cool, like I said, because it was still something we shouldn't have we shouldn't have been partaking in. Point blank, bottom line. Period. Should have stayed away from it. But you have to remember this happened when we were very young kids. I know I was 16 at the time, about to turn 17, and we were young and curious and stupid, and many times we did stupid things, as many youngsters do growing up.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? I done so much stupid stuff that I look back and like, damn, I was a dummy for doing that.
We played with one too.
Even some things I did in my 20s and 30s. Oh, that was stupid.
40s for me too.
Yeah, it was a 40. Even yesterday.
Straight up.
Even yesterday, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it seemed innocent though, that Ouija
you're
board.
you're gonna make mistakes. And so I was home one day, Lil Lay and one of my dudes named Wally come over to the house, you know, and they was like, yo, we gotta show you something. And I'm like, what? They're like, you gonna trip off this. And I'm like, what? You know, what is it? So we went over to Lay Mama house, you know what I'm saying? And we went to his bedroom and they closed the door and he was like, look what we got. And they put out a Ouija board. Now, I had never seen a Ouija board ever. I didn't even know what it was. And they said somebody had given it to them and showed them how to play it. So I thought nothing of it, you know what I'm saying? We all sat down. We all sat down on the bed and it was like, you got to be serious when we play this. Okay. They said, you got to be, they said, you can't be joking around, you got to be serious. So they were playing and I'm sitting back watching and they start saying, Ouija, are you with me? You know, and that's where we got the idea for the song, you know, of course. But they start saying, Ouija, are you with me? And I'm looking around the room saying to myself, who the hell are they talking to?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then I started thinking it was a joke, and I'm thinking somebody gonna bust out the closet on me or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
okay.
You know, because we always pranked each other like that. You know what I'm saying? So they start asking all these questions, and the thing started moving. But honestly, to this day, no lie, I actually think it was Lay and my dude moving it. Like, no lie. They tried to pull a fast one on me.
You think it didn't work?
They tried to put it, because when I tried it, it never moved for me.
Right.
It never moved for me. I don't know if it's because it was a Parker Brothers one, and we didn't and we didn't take it down to the bayou to get the voodoo put on it. To get the voodoo put on it, or what it was, you know what I'm saying? But it never worked for me. So then we played it the second time at my mama's house, and we asked it a bunch of questions about us making it and all that. Again, they played it and I watched it because I was having a hard time believing that it was actually moving by itself. I'm like, bro, I don't believe it.
All right.
And then that same night, my mother came upstairs in my room and caught us playing it, bro. She flipped her wig, bro. My mama never used to cuss, never used to curse, bro. Never used curse words. She sounded like a drunken sailor that night. She was like,
that day,
y'all get your asses the fuck out of here right now, bro. Like, no lie, bro. She was like letting us have it, like. Kicked me out the house, and I was only 16. And she's like, I'm like, hey, Mom, I'm still a minor, you know?
Right.
She's like, I don't care. You bringing that shit in my house, you can leave with it. Yeah. That's how serious it was. Now, with all that being said, you know, I know we experienced with something that we had no business indulging in, especially at that age. And me knowing what I know now, I would never dare try to consult something like that right now, today.
Right.
You know, asking about my future, being that I know the truth. You know, I know there are a lot of people who make comments and say, yeah, you should be the last one to speak on something like that, Mr. Ouija, or yeah, right, coming from Mr. Murder Mo himself. It always makes me think about
when I hear those kind of comments, because some people leave those comments on our
I've seen
on
them
our show.
Yeah.
It makes me think when I read those comments, like, wow, how ignorant people can be.
Yeah.
Especially when they think that a person can't grow up and become a mature adult and look down on some of the things that he did as a youth when he had less knowledge.
Right.
People actually think that because we came out speaking about certain things or carried ourselves a certain way, that we were supposed to stay like that for life.
True.
We're supposed to remain in ignorance like for life. And I don't understand like why people feel that way when people grow all the time. If you thought that way about us, then you thought very ignorantly about us. And we were probably a little to blame for that as well, because I did used to say stuff like thug for life, hot till I die.
All of that, yeah.
All that. You know what I'm saying? But I was very ignorant. I can truthfully say I was very ignorant at that time, lacking the knowledge that I needed to help me to see that maybe the course of life that I chose at the time wasn't the best choice.
Right.
But when you living in it, when you simmering in it, and that's your life, and that's what you believe, that's what you promote. You know what I'm saying? I never set out to promote any spiritism. Knowledge, having the knowledge.
Right.
Never. When I learned what it was, and I started hearing people calling us devil worshipers, I was like, yo, son, they tripping with it. Devil worshipers.
Mm-hmm.
They really tripping. They really tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with growing up into a mature adult and changing some of the views that changing some of the views that no longer support the person that you've become.
Fired up.
So anytime a person makes a comment like that, I just say to myself, wow, that person is ignorant. And then I remember that one day, eventually, that same person will probably mature one day and feel the same way I'm feeling right now.
Dog, that's well said, man, because you got to leave a man or a woman room to see the errors of their ways and change. That's how God did a cat named Saul. You know, he used to be Saul, and then he blinded him. You know what I'm saying? On the road to Damascus, he used to persecute Christians, but then he used them for his own purpose and being. And he wrote most of the books that's in the Bible. He changed his name from Saul to Paul. So sometimes different people will start off one way and go to another, because the enemy always want to keep us going down one road. And I believe that Sony or whoever has signed these cats in the beginning, they had an agenda for them. Because as we did a show, like we said before, as we did a show on Illuminati, and we were looking up different researches and signs, he was seeing different things on the album cover that he didn't see in that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They didn't know what these pendulums and this and that, but Sony and them did.
Yeah.
That's why the last thing I'll say on this, I personally think the reason why Bone don't even get a just due as they should even more. They get it from the fans, and that's dope. But as far as the industry, is because they didn't follow that program of the agenda that they had for them to go on and continue on to lead people down a dark way. You know what I'm saying? So by them not playing the rules like that, that's just my hypothesis of it. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you go back and look at our album covers, most of them, they had mystic shit and stuff that I didn't even know what the hell it was.
They did.
Had little writings and little words. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? But our dumb ass, come on, put it on me. Come on.
Because you
know what I'm saying?
Y'all fresh out of Cleveland. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just got with E, just getting paper. You like, I don't care what's on there, man, where the check at? You know what I'm saying? And where's the rest that comes with it? So, and that's how hey man, check out the other show we did on that music industry.
Let the truth talk to 'em, let the truth talk to 'em, let the truth talk to 'em, talk. Let the truth talk to 'em, let the truth talk to 'em, let the truth talk to 'em, talk.